Okay, we're here at the Kenton plot, and we have a number of CROPLAN hybrids here. They all look pretty good. They were planted on the 20th of May. A little overplanted. I counted 35,000 plants per acre a little bit ago. With me is Brian Buchholz from WinField United. Brian?
Yep, so Brian Buchholz, I'm excited to see the hybrids today. We've got several new varieties. This particular experimental that we're in front of is a 109-day experimental hybrid. It also incorporates the Tricepta gene, and the Tricepta gene is giving us protection against any black cutworm, earworm, and fall armyworm. Some of these worms are what get into the tip of the ear. With the protection that we're going to get from Tricepta, we should see more fully developed, fully filled out kernels to the tip like we have right here.
That's kind of an important point, Brian. We found some earworm in a couple varieties on down the way today, so Tricepta is a good trait to have. And this is first year corn. It was soybeans last year, so it's not corn after corn. So we still saw corn earworm. So we're going to take a look at some of the ears.
So this being a new experimental hybrid for us, it's going to be evaluated 2 years before we would bring it to market, like any of our new experimental hybrids. We're excited to get the yield data that's coming in from the plots that we've harvested so far. They'll make the decision in the next 2 weeks on whether or not to number this hybrid. So far, the dark grain color, the good grain quality, and everything agronomically this brings to the market, I feel like this is going to be a good fit for us.
You see, this also has some really deep kernels.
Yeah.
So that's going to yield very well out here in this plot. Plenty of length, a little bit girthy in some of these ears.
Quite girthy.
So I haven't counted the rows around, but looking really good.
Okay, so we're now in front of our CROPLAN 4757. It's a very, very consistent 107-day corn for us. We've had sort of a hole in this maturity zone for quite a few years. We've had this out now successfully for 2 years. This hybrid brings us tremendous roots and amazing stock, very, very good stock, which is giving it good standability, and what I call the girthiest ear in our lineup. If all the rest of the ears are going to be, if all the other varieties are 18 kernels around, this should be 20. If the other ones are 16, this one should be 18. So it's giving us tremendous yield potential, and I'm very excited about what this hybrid continues to bring. So today here in this 4757, when we get out into it, we see ears like this. As I said earlier, it's probably the girthiest hybrid we have. I happen to grab an ear here, and it is 20 kernels around. If we crack this cob open, we do see, Lynn, what you like to see.
Yes, very deep kernels.
Nice deep kernels, and 20 around. This should add up to very good yield potential when we get in here with the combine.
Even with 35,000 plants, we're still getting ears like this. So.
Yeah, I think that the fertility here is excellent. You did a good job feeding this crop. So sometimes we've run across a field or a particular farmer that doesn't have 250 or 300 bushel yield potential in. For those types of fields, we have a product like Quad 4. Our 4444 is more of a workhorse hybrid that fits your tougher acres, maybe lower fertility, or maybe somebody that doesn't want to keep hammering the inputs to the corn.
It's Hardin County corn.
It's a good workhorse variety, and we don't necessarily see as many kernels around, but it's a very proven corn for us in those tough growing conditions.
And it puts on a pretty consistent ear all the way down the row too. So.
Yep, very consistent.
This is one, if you have lesser drainage, lesser fertility, it's a very safe product to use, and you're going to grow some really good corn with it.
One of the reasons I really like Quad 4 is what we see right here in these few plants in a row. When it gets mature, we get the ears drooping over, and it helps to shed off the water from, here's what sometimes happens, where the water would get down into the husk, and sometimes you get some ear rots. But more often than not, at maturity, we get this ear hanging over, and it provides for a cleaner, more disease-free grain.
If you need more information, get a hold of your local Heritage Cooperative salesman, and we'll help you fit the hybrids that you need